spent 9 games with the Pistons so far. Mason so crafty, left hand, oh!
So far so good for Westchester Knicks. They're not backing down. They don't care if they're first place or last place. They're playing.
Mason, top of the key, working against Iverson, and Frank wins that battle.
The sidelines.
Well, we got a few months before that happens again.
They lost their first game of the season and then rattled off 12 wins in a row. There's Mason.
Sixth the net into double figures. He has 10. Frank Mason on the other end blowing right.
In what some would say the prime of your career, just 27 years of age, 6'10". Obviously,
Wisconsin. Frank Mason. It's by Randolph, up and in with the left.
The shot clock. Mason one-on-one against Gravett. Frank gets to the hoop. Near the timeline. About 6 seconds differential on the game clock and the shot clock. Mason goes to the hoop and not going to.
Sacramento Kings a couple of years ago.
Mason working on hands. A couple of former second-round picks, and Mason.
Some consecutive stops here.
Knicks are hanging around. Frank Mason.
Good hustle.
In the middle. Being able to get space inside. Doesn't take much for him to get that ball up and finish at the rim. Nice move.
30 points once again for Frank. 4 out of the last.
He didn't make contact with Jones. That's why there was no foul called.
Fade away. Mason hits. And
Coach of the month in January. It's Frank Mason.
Mason and Jones, the only 2 starters left for Wisconsin. It's Mason, a ton of contact in the middle for Los Angeles before the acquisition of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, especially with LeBron.
Time without Frank Mason, so Shannon Bogue's minutes upped in that case. I would imagine the same thing once Jalen is with
the clock, and an offensive rebound by Cam Reynolds. So we play on the Herd's half of the court, and Frank Mason through 5 seconds on the shot clock. Frank Mason has the ball right down the lane. Good for.
It's going to be awfully tough with a minute left.
I still think they're missing one.
Short one. We're going to see this a few days from now.
Three-pointer. It's a three-point shooting fest right now. That one going in off the fingertips of Sheldon and Jeep.
And you see it, yeah, great week. You see a 2-2-1 little half-court set there. Well, here end the game, another 5 coming up, setting the screen for a big. Now you get a switch.
Mason has the ball, floater through the lane off the glass, gets it. 97-85. Wisconsin still has the lead. Mason, 3-ball.
Leave it for Mason. Driving. Floater is good.
What's the best defense we've seen tonight?
Mason probing, throws up, off the
8 points all ready for the charge. The final seconds of the first quarter.
A halfway decent situation considering where you were at.
Frank Mason.
That is clear.
Wamu just threw in a 30-footer. Mason from the pincher out there. Mason. Batazzi wasn't going to have anything to do with that. Mason, a fadeaway in the game.
Huge defensive stop right here. Got the switch.
Mason.
Switch for C.J. Wilcox defending Mason.
3-ball.
Oh! Did Rajon Tucker a multi-year deal with the Utah Jazz. He played against Salt Lake City, obviously Utah's G League affiliate, at the Vegas Showcase.
City.
Justin Robinson, he's been a monster tonight. Misses that shot. Frank.
The reasons they're up by 4 points.
Mason, the third, driving contact, and count it.
These last 4 minutes.
Mason, the third. Up and under, lay in, count it, and
all the way in.
Gets to the basket way too easy. Good job by Lamar Peters.
Frank Hess was on skates. Now numbers the other way. Mason.
About a 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Frank will pull up and hit. You've got power, I've got finesse. It's Frank Mason, how do you do what you do?
DJ Wilson. Get it back to Frank Mason, and Frank blows by.
And Wisconsin, if they want to go quick, can go 2 for 1 here. Oh, Mason. What a hesitation.
Kobe with the shot. Back the other way. Frank Mason, a quick 2 in the putback. Ray Spalding. Back the other way. Frank Mason.
I mean, look at this pace. Again,
Jones has it. Up ahead, Frank Mason. Little step to get by pointer.
If it's not 23 in a row, it's pretty darn close. And Mason off balance.
Jamiro got a little lucky on that one.
And on the other end, Frank.
Now Frank Mason in transition with the Euro step in the N1.
Rebounds, a near double-double. So those two guys have certainly given a nice lift off the bench since being added.
Steal on the other end. Potential aerial show. Frank Mason will just take it himself, says something.
Rousey saying, hey, I got a 7-footer I have to go over.
And that's position defense, lack of communication on who to find and who Hum has had, and because no one was there.
He'll do a little bit of everything for you. Straight down the lane, finds Frank Mason cutting out and putback.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we're going to talk about with Bender not here. You give up some size when you give.
May quickly up to Jones. Jones, no look pass to a cutting Mason off the glass for 2. Tough shot.
Jones. Here's Rajon Tucker in transition. Finds Mason, knifes his way inside. Corner 3 off back iron, and Mason chases down the rebound. Frank Mason driving right at Ellenson with the left.
Position to win this game. Got to get a stop here, though.
Mason drives
to the roof right now for shooting from the outside. Frank Mason.
Grimacing a little bit. Walking gingerly.
Frank Mason.
And when I say that, I understand that there's different positions. You know, Brandon Goodwin just signed a 2-way.
Tick time away.
No need to rush here. Felicio caught on a switch against Frank Mason. Goes up for the block.
The league's so good is the ability to be able to tinker and see what happens.
Their 15th victory of the season. Same 2 teams on the floor tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here in Oshkosh. Come out and join us.
And his path to be a rotational player in the NBA.
Big 3.
In the last ball game, he struggled from the floor. Was terrific late going, but
out the year. They lost their first game of the season and then rattled off 12 wins in a row. There's
and it's 7-0 Delaware.
Pretty good bloodlines for Terry, brother Tobias. Star.
We won't see him tonight. Still resting after playing with Team USA over the All-Star break. Now, that is incredibly rare at this level. They'll start hitting them. That's worth more. Body to shield the basketball from Kamaji and finishes.
And it's interesting defensively for Delaware.
7 seconds on the shot clock as Mason throws up the floater season. Shot up to 20 points in the game. That's Frank Mason trying to get around the screen, and Mason bounces to Jones, to Mason. Frank, nowhere to go, takes the 3 and knocks it.
Early for Dante Hall. This guy's been filling it up lately. 5 of his last 6 with a double-double.
And Bone had no second thought in his mind.
Mason, too easy.
Was that the shot went in before the whistle was blown.
Right. And Mason.
47 Greensboro. Frank Mason for the 3, third up.
Or we'll give it a shot.
Check out the Twitch app. Frank Mason putting on a dribbling show. That time he beat.
Post, Moore passed it to Johnson and then just cut, and Cutter got open.
Frank Mason with the answer.
It's where you get to play back-to-back almost, but you get a weird night off, and was a.
Between the clocks, JJ, about 6 seconds. 3 ball, and it goes on December 22nd of 2018. That was his rookie year.
One chance here for Wisconsin. Frank Mason, a pull-up 3.
Now I just don't think we'll get any workload management.
20. Now we're on 40 watch for Frank. He's at 35.
December and Canton in early January.
Mason. Lacey kicks to the corner. DJ's down there. Into Frank Mason. Mason over the 7-footer. Woodbury. Shot up and over. Jones with the rebound. The outlet to Frank. That's an easy layup.
I think we'll see a
Talk at the rim. Gets the rebound. Kicks to Frank. Frank will pull up jumper. Three-pointer's good.
And he left the lay-in short. Now way up ahead. Mason is alone. Too easy.
Balding missed the rim with that shot. Frank Mason gets by the defender. Just turned it. Their turnover for Greensboro, and Frank Mason on the other end. Left-hand layup. Shooting woes for the Red Claws to start this second half. Frank Mason, three-pointer. He was... Mason, top of the key, three is good. Frank,
the rest of the guys. 19 points, 7 of 14. Frank Mason. Reynolds up ahead. Frank Mason. Tee up a three left side. Got it.
Stripped away. Lacey on a run out. Here comes Mason. Scores the basket at the other.
Way comes Reynolds. Up ahead, Frank Mason, a pull-up three.
Nets might want to.
Mason with the rebound. He'll push the court and finish. Knocks down the one free throw, good for 2 points, so it's 11-6 as Mason goes right down the floor. He had a good look.
I was going to say, two guys you don't see missing a whole lot of open shots.
Now Reynolds. Mason, three ball, good.
Pull up three in transition for Mason.
0 for 3 from the field is Shamanich, but Frank Mason baited him into that one. Got the steal, Euro step through the lane, and the finish.
You get 2 points if you hit it. If you're fouled on the three, you get one foul shot. As we have a turnover, Frank Mason all alone will lane in for 2, and it's a 10-0. You go from there as another bad pass by Maine, and it's 3-on-1. Mason all the way in for 2.
Court advantage. The Long Island Nets are 0-3 here at the Nassau Coliseum this season. The
AG League. Frank Reynolds comes away with the rebound. Hurd go back to work. Frank.
And here come the Herd ahead for Mason.
Hurd up. Mason with the layup. And quickly back come the Herd. If Hurd want to run. Another dropout to Reynolds. This time he dishes to Frank. Mason, who was knocked to the ground on that last one, ended up being the only.
Jay Hogue. And close to a travel. Somehow he got that off.
The defense you have, that's what you give up. You'll live with that.
Mason,
great push.
Coast to coast. Yep, goaltend. Count that one.
Hey, work out.